So what does an Indian patient want? So they want to get back on their bikes. That is not only for basically their livelihood depends on that. So in global palsy, what are we left with? So we have spinal accessory, phrenic, intercostal and opposite C7. And we basically follow the Taiwan philosophy of doing the nerve transfers first and then do a functioning muscle transfer as a second stage, unlike the DOI protocol. So what do we need to restore? We need to restore the elbow flexion, get shoulder control, finger movement, sensation if possible. We have more speakers after me who will be talking on that. And if we see them later, what is the option? So our option is only functioning muscle transfer. So in global palsy, if we see them, I think 9 months is what we keep as cutoff, sometime 8 to 9 months when we do a functioning muscle transfer straight away. So our philosophy of choice has been, we like to do what works, and we have a bias because we were trained with Professor Panupan, and that's where we started doing spinal accessory to musculocutaneous. We always choose a technique which we have seen to work in our hands, and our advantage is we have comprehensive management under our expertise, so we can do nerve transfers, arthrodesis, and functioning muscle transfer. So what is our preference in global palsy? We prefer to use a spinal accessory to the MCN for elbow flexion. We don't use the phrenic and the opposite C7. And we reserve the intercostal for a failed spinal accessory to MCN or as a FFMT for finger flexion. If the biceps is weak, we can use a FFMT for elbow flexion also. So our protocol, spinal accessory to musculocutaneous, we do it as early as possible, around 6 weeks to 2 months time. Second stage is wrist fusion and trapezius transfer. The third stage is for finger flexion, FFMT with intercostal, or now we have moved to biceps to FDB transfer, which I will be showing. And now we added another stage of derotation osteotomy of humerus to get external rotation. If you see them late, beyond 8 months, the only thing which changes is a functioning muscle transfer instead of a nerve graft. Rest everything remains the same. So we call it as a spinal accessory pathway, and the first stage spinal accessory to MCN, second stage trapezius wrist, and third stage FTP. Now coming to elbow flexion, why we prefer spinal accessory, and there are a lot of papers, and in our experience also when we don't get a spinal accessory, we have found that the results of intercostal transfers to MCN in our hands is not as good as spinal accessory to MCN. So how do we do it? The average length of graft, we were using longer length initially. Now average length is around 15 centimeters. So we harvest the MCN right at its origin, and we take the spinal accessory also after it has given significant branches to the trapezius. So we have done close to 350 now, and more than 80% have got M3 and most of them got M4 function, because most of our patients are very young and they present quite early. Critics have always been that you are putting a long nerve graft, will it work? But we have seen it work and we continue to do it. So to describe the outcome, we did a small study, and we call this as a spinal accessory protocol. And we studied the voluntary movement, the ability to carry out daily routine, and the pain. So we retrospectively analyzed 35 patients who had completed the whole protocol and beyond 18 years of age. So that was the main criteria. And these are the things we studied, the outcomes were studied. And we also use the BRAT protocol. This is a BRAT tool, which is much better than a regular DASH scoring. And this takes into consideration all the aspects which we wanted to study. So out of these 35, most of our motor vehicle accident, and mean age is 24. And once the elbow starts working, we do the trapezius transfer and wrist fusion. And we prefer to do the trapezius transfer because in our experience, we have found more complications with shoulder arthrodesis. We are not against it, but we find trapezius transfer to be much better in our experience, and that's what we prefer to do. Can we do trapezius transfer after the spinal accessory has been harvested? Yes, because basically we are taking the upper trapezius for the shoulder stability. And the results of trapezius transfer for shoulder has been 27% average abduction. All get stability of the shoulder, so the dragging is no longer there. They're able to clear their axilla, and the patients are quite happy with the passive mobility which they have. And if you compare it with the meta-analysis of spinal accessory to suprascapular, a larger study, sorry, I forgot, the name is not there below, This study showed that average abduction was 56 degrees. So roughly double of what we achieved. Now we come to the finger flexion, where we do a functioning muscle transfer for the finger flexion. Before we were doing functioning muscle transfers, now we have moved to biceps to FTP. So what we were doing, so this is the first stage where we had got elbow flexion. The second stage, trapezius transfer and wrist fusion. And then a functioning muscle transfer, because we have preserved our intercostals. We use a functioning muscle transfer. And that's the amount of hook grip he can get with a very stable shoulder and elbow flexion. What can they do with this is quite significant. So though it may look, they always need to use the other hand to open up the fingers, but they can lift weight and they can, with the elbow flexion already restored, this amount of finger flexion gives them a good hook grip. Now, as I mentioned, we've shifted to biceps to FTP transfer, again described by Oberlin. So we detach the biceps and bring it under the flexor pronator mass as a pulley, use the fasciolata as our graft, and this is the way we do it. If the thumb is coming in the way, we fuse the thumb to keep it little out of the range of the movement. So that's the amount of flexion we can get. It's quite strong. And we have made this small contraption for getting a passive extension of the finger. So that's one of the patients with 2-year follow-up. He's got a good hook grip on the holder and he's able to also lift a bucket full of water. So that's the. So if you see the restoration of finger flexion, they're able to pull through, able to lift weight, and there has been no sort of non-union in our wrist fusion cases. So that's the amount of force they can generate with biceps to FTP transfer. So that's the elbow flexion, and that's the amount of finger flexion they can get. So pain has also reduced because they start using it. And on the BRAT score, the mean score of them has been 27.85. So these are few of the results. So this is what the way they drive the vehicle. They cannot open it fully. So they just drag it and bring it outside. There are various techniques which we'll see subsequently also. This we find is quite good. As I mentioned, we added the fourth stage, where if you see on the left side, that's elbow flexion, but it is hitting his tummy. So after an external rotation osteotomy, the amount of elbow flexion is much better and he's able to sort of clear his forearm. And after that, we convert to biceps to FDP. So this way, what happens is he gets some external rotation and also is able to sort of use his biceps to FDP much better. Delayed presentation, as I mentioned, we do the pre-functioning muscle transfer and use the same functioning muscle transfer. Here, we don't detach it fully. We extend it and with a fasciolata graft, do the same protocol. And that's the example of a functioning muscle transfer for elbow and using the functioning muscle transfer for finger flexion. So the last case, he had a subclavian artery injury also. We did it to the collateral vessels, first stage of biceps for biceps, FFMT for biceps, wrist fusion, and biceps to FDP transfer. So it is what we give the patient and what he does with what we have given him, which really matters. And they're all happy with the elbow flexion, relieved from the paralyzed look, ability to drive the vehicle, and use the hand as a supportive hand. Thank you very much. So that's our protocol, and that's it.